Alrighty, we are here at the Savage Archdeacon Gallery and Collection with artist Shawn Savage, and he's going to, right before our very eyes, turn this into something not unlike this. Shawn already started this morning and did this one, and we're just catching up with him to see the master at work. This is for a series of 18, a commission from LegalZoom, the new offices in Glendale. And this is, I guess, the style that they're looking for. There's 18 different paintings you're doing for them, is that correct?
That's correct, and they don't know what they're getting. And I don't know what they're getting until I do it. So
really,
we are all hoping for the best.
Did they make any particular colors? They gave you a color palette?
They gave me a color palette for each section of the office. They're very much into feng shui there. And so that's kind of what we're going after. And I asked them if they wanted to give me any direction on the paintings themselves by looking at my website or anything like that. And they had done that in the past. But this, our artistic director that they have now, just left it up to me. So
yeah, I should mention that this is the second edit, the second installation that you've done for the company, yeah. LegalZoom, and so you did one office building that they had.
Right, now they moved to a new office building in Glendale, which is a lot larger, and the space is very Guggenheim Museum-like, and it's very modern and beautiful white walls, and everything's just pristine and beautiful, very modern, and so that's kind of what I was thinking when when I'm thinking of these paintings.
Yeah, I see a little Guggenheim going on there.
Yeah. And I want to give them a variety, so the paintings that they're getting, you know, are all originals, they're all different. And I'd be willing to challenge any artist to be able to give 18 original paintings to someone in 2 weeks. What I do. So.
Yeah. Was the deadline very important to them in terms of getting this commission?
It wasn't important to them, but it's always important to me. Mostly because I'm driven by getting a paycheck, like anybody else. And I don't accept a paycheck until I finish the paintings. So, and that's the best way to hire an artist, because artists are very good procrastinators, and I'm one of them.
Well, that's honest.
So if you wait to pay them until they're finished, they finish a lot faster. It's amazing. Okay, so basically this part is done, and what we've done here is it's just black paint and water. I'll dip my brush in the paint, and then I'll dip it in the water at the same time, and it just makes the paint, you know, go onto the canvas a lot easier, and it gives it a more watery look, and I kind of like that lately.
Fantastic. So here we are at step 2, or step 3 or 4.
Step 2, pretty much. We're actually just putting on some white accents now, just to kind of give it some layering, I guess. The black is obviously behind the white when you look at it on here, and it'll keep layering up as we go. Kind of fun.
I thought it was really amazing to find out that you construct your own canvases here. That really you start off as a woodworker, nailing.
Well, I'm a terrible woodworker and I make terrible frames, but I get the job done and they hang on the wall. They don't fall apart, so I guess that's okay. And after hundreds of them, you know, they're getting better.
Yeah, what's your earthquake survival rate? I think that's something in California we have to take into account.
If you don't hang them on the wall properly and they fall, they may come apart. But that's not my problem.
Have you heard of that happening?
Well, I used to show at markets, and if the wind would get a hold of them and they would fall over, then they would get damaged, like any painting would. So you just got to be careful with your pieces.
Okay.
And these aren't meant to be anything. They're just shapes, images. People will see things in them, just like clouds or whatever, and that's fine. That gives the viewer control of what they see on the painting and what they interpret it as. And
different people see different things.
yeah,
huh?
and then when they hopefully write books about me later on, hopefully I'll be alive to read them, and then I'll be like, that's not what I was thinking at all.
Or maybe we'll figure out what you're thinking subliminally.
Well, usually what I'm thinking is nothing. Yeah, it's pretty empty up here, and I don't know if most artists are like that, but
it's funny. I've been trying to find a title for you, and I was gonna with the frame building yourself, and I was gonna call you the practical painter, but I'm starting to think the truthful painter is.
My new book's gonna be called Empty Up There, and
a new book. I got nothing.
yeah. So basically, I just have to let what I put on there dry for a few minutes, and then we're going to go to step 2, which is kind of exciting, and you're going to be like, oh my god, that's so freaking easy, I can do it. And that's kind of the idea.
All right.
I'd love for everyone to try my techniques and see what they come up with.
Thanks, Shawn.
I'm just trying to get the puddles dried out so we can move on to the next step.
So that dries it out, but adds texture at the same time?
Yeah, might add a little texture, but
that's not your purpose?
I'll be covering that up in a minute anyway, so it don't matter.
Well, Shawn just told me that the shape here, perhaps unintentionally, matches the staircase at the LegalZoom building. I'm going to try to show it to you here on the map. Where's it up? Yeah, I think it matches. And you can see that this is a humongous building. Shawn, can you show us the spots where your paintings will be?
Well, these 3 paintings are going to be on this wall here. And what they've done, they're very into feng shui, like I said, and what they've done is they've decided that all this wall on this side of the building, on this floor, will be in oranges, yellows, and reds, and they added some golds, and in these they requested a little bit of teal in each one of these paintings. So that's kind of that teal accent that I'm adding.
Let's look at the painting to
See
how it matches.
So now we're on to a more fun and messy step that pretty much anyone can do. I guess the only part that really comes into play is putting it on aesthetically pleasing. I think that's the big thing with any painting, but you can be a little messy with this stuff. And just to, I guess, prove the point, you're just putting it on there. It's not rocket science. So we put it on there. We're going to pour a little water on it just to give me something to use. And then I'm just using a paper towel, and I'm making a mess, and I'm going to just rub it in, make a texture. I'll leave some of the texture there, and others I'll rub in more.
That's something. Now, what's the trick to making the underpaint not smear?
It's dry.
Oh.
So
Oh,
that's why you have to let it dry.